Hello and welcome to this Opalis webcast on moving to a private cloud. My name is Adam Hall and I am the Technical Product Manager for Opalis. Today we're going to be talking through a scenario of one of the key functions that need to be completed in the move to a private cloud, which is migrating from a physical platform into a dynamic virtual platform. Today we're going to start with the output from the Microsoft Assessment and Planning tool, MAP, and we're going to take the virtualization candidates that this tool provides as part of its analysis, and we're going to migrate those machines from a physical platform into the virtual platform. This is the output from MAP. You can see you get an executive overview which provides you with a snapshot of what your machines look like. You get usage tracking, which helps you see which editions of servers you have out there, and you also get a list of virtualization candidates, servers for which they are running workloads that are suitable to be virtualized. And this is what we're going to read in from today. As I step over to the Opalis console, this is the designer console, which allows you to create these orchestrations and workflows. Down the left hand side here you can see the policies that we have available to us that have been created or imported, and on the right hand side you can see the integration packs and the activities that are available to us to be used as part of the workflow. With Opalis 6.3 that we'll be releasing very shortly, we have 4 new integration packs. We have the System Center Virtual Machine Manager pack, we have the System Center Configuration Manager pack, the System Center Service Manager pack, and the System Center Data Protection Manager pack. These join the Operations Manager pack to provide the complete set of integrations. Now, Opalis provides a very powerful tool set that can very easily create workflows and orchestrations. As an example, if I want to raise a change request inside Service Manager using Opalis, I can drag and drop a single activity out here into the designer, take a look at the properties of that, I can point it towards my Service Manager server, I can select the class that I want to interact with, which is a change request, and then select the list of templates. Opalis has dynamically pulled back from Service Manager the available templates to us. We could choose that we want to do a virtualization conversion change, and we then have the list of fields inside that template for which we can create the change request, and we can select any of those and populate that with the appropriate information that we want in the change request. Now if we take a look at the workflow that actually does this, here we have a workflow that is going to read from MAP and create the change requests. I'm going to go ahead and start that so it's running in the background while I talk through what the workflow is going to be doing. As we see down here, the workflow is starting and you can see the steps that it is currently going through. This is reading from the MAP database. We're currently creating a change request in Service Manager for each of those server instances that is a virtualization candidate. We will then update those change requests with the activity owner, and we will assign the change request to the appropriate approver. If at any point anything goes wrong through that process, we will fall out and raise an incident so that we are aware that our process has failed. You can now see that the process has stopped running. So that's part one. We've read in from MAP and we've now created a series of change requests to be approved. Part two of this conversion is to, once the change request has been approved, is to then action the physical to virtual conversion. You can see here that we have what's called a long-running monitor polling here in Opalis. This is polling against Service Manager on a regular basis, looking to see if one of those change requests has been approved. You can see here that it is now 1:25 in the afternoon, and at the moment this monitor was started at 1:13, so 10 minutes ago. We'll go ahead and jump across to Service Manager now. And if I do a refresh in there, we will see that those change requests that we just raised have now been raised inside Service Manager. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a change request that we have in process here. You can see that we are now ready to put the OS into the maintenance window, which will allow us to migrate the OS. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that activity as complete, which is what Opalis is waiting to see. Hit OK all the way out, and that will kick off the process. Now if I jump back to Opalis here, what we will see in a few seconds is a second monitor start. Here you go, 1:26. The way Opalis does this is as soon as that monitor detects it has something to do, it starts another monitor so that we can run concurrent jobs if that's what we want. So that's now kicking off, and this is going to step through the process of taking a DPM snapshot before we do anything. If anything goes wrong, we want to make sure that we can get back to where we are. We're going to run a compliance update check against Configuration Manager to ensure that the patch levels are appropriate, and if they are out of date, then we will raise an incident so that we can deal with that. This is a parallel process. We don't want the fact that the server is out of patch to prevent us continuing with the P2V. We are going to add the server instance to a Configuration Manager collection, check that Forefront has been installed and is up to date. Then we're going to put Operations Manager into maintenance mode and then complete the P2V. We will poll Virtual Machine Manager, waiting for that P2V to be complete, take it out of maintenance mode, and then carry on. Once again, if anything goes wrong through that process, we fall out and raise an incident on fail. So if we go and jump across to our console here, what we'll see is that the little maintenance mode window icon is now true, which means that the server is in maintenance mode, and very shortly we will see the virtual machine migration come along, and there's the P2V happening. And it is now kicked off and running. And that, as we go back to the workflow, is all the way from the analysis, which is done through the assessment and planning, all the way through to the migration of that machine into our virtual environment. Now, there are many more parts to a private cloud, but this is just one that I wanted to highlight, how easy it is to create a fully functioning and integrated workflow across System Center to help you move to the private cloud. I hope you've enjoyed this webcast, and thank you for listening.